So at this point we have laminated the left and the right wings. What we have now done is put the left bottom on left side, right bottom on the right side, place the right wing here and the left wing here. We have removed the top sides of the wing bases. We have two aluminium spars here. For the aerobatic wing, which is the expert wing, there will be 3 pieces. So we'll come to that later. So the first step is that we will install this spar, and if it is slightly longer in length, then we are going to trim the aluminium spar. So it has to like be flush with this side, or in fact be a few millimeters inside this point, and should not come out from either side. So I think this is the right size provided for this wing. Let's check it out for this one. Looks like it is good for this also. A little shorter, we supply a few millimeters shorter intentionally so that cutting is not required, and saves a lot of time. So once these are set, we are going to mix up some supplied 5-minute epoxy, and we'll mix a little bit and we'll glue these spars in place one by one. So let's mix up some epoxy. So we are going to mix equal parts of the 5-minute epoxy. Now you have to be very quick when you work with epoxy, because it gives you only 5 minutes to work, and we have to mix equal parts, not too much because it will be wasted as well. I think this much is enough. This much is enough here, and we will cut off this side, and so we'll mix as much needed for one side only. Is this okay? More?
A bit more.
Okay?
Fine.
Huh?
Fine.
Okay. And be sure to glue in the right caps into the right tubes. And now we are going to mix this epoxy. Mix it very thoroughly, and what we will do is that we will pull out the spar and put this on the spar. You can use I'm going to use my hands here, although you can use any stick or any used credit card to put it, but you need to act fast. Apply it evenly over the spar. On the full length, and if needed you can mix a little more. Utkarsh, you can mix a little more, and you should move the spar in a circular fashion to like spread it all over. This is perhaps the most critical joint in the entire airplane. So mix up a little more so that the whole thing is tight. So we are going to add in some more epoxy. दोनों डल गए, जल्दी से डाल, दोनों डल गए, बस। अरे बहुत थोड़ा बनाया यार, और क्या? चलो इतने से हो जाएगा। और बनाओ, इतना ही और बनाओ। एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा ढीला है ना। इतना ही और बनाओ। बचेगा नहीं, खत्म हो जाएगा। हाँ? मतलब दूसरे क्लिप बन जाएगा। डाल दिया वाला? हाँ। ये वाला डाल दिया? हाँ। डाल। दोनों डाला है ना? यही सबसे जरूरी होगा। हाँ? नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। ठीक, दूसरा वो कपड़ा देना, ये फिर दूसरा और बनाओ, दूसरे के लिए पूरा बना लो।
पूरा बना दो, जॉइंट कैसे करोगे?
अरे और बना लो।
ये कम कर दो।
So we have now glued in the spar here using epoxy, the 5-minute epoxy, and now we are going to do the same thing for the left wing panel. So this is the spar, and additionally what you can do is even to further improve addition is that you can gently use the sandpaper to scrape off the aluminium. This will even improve and give even more strength to your wings. So sanding will make sure the epoxy adheres better to the aluminium spar and also cleans the surface. So mix off a generous amount of epoxy and mix it very well. Mixing is very important. Okay. Mix a generous amount of epoxy here because the aluminium spars are a little loose. So epoxy actually creates a fillet and oops, hold it up. Wait, don't move. Okay, a generous amount of epoxy has been now applied across the length of the aluminium spar, and we are going to insert this into the wing. And as we install it, we are going to go in a circular motion, so the whole of the aluminium is covered. This is the most critical part of your wing. So we need to be fast also, but keep rotating it as you put in, so the whole length would be covered. Okay, so there goes the full spar length. Now I'm going to clean up the little bit and let's get back in a minute and we'll continue with our build. So the spars have now been installed and we are going to put in the diagonal braces. So the first thing that you need to do before this is and make sure that the spars have properly been glued and give at least 10 minutes to make sure the epoxy has. So our wings are laminated and we have the left wing kept on the left wing bed and the right wing on the right wing bed. The spars are also installed And now we are going to glue the dihedral braces, the two dihedral braces here and one here. And remember, this is the trainer wing, so everything will be different for intermediate and expert. Those can be covered in a later video. So the first step is, the idea is that the front spar, one spar will be glued in front of the spar. The dihedral brace will be glued in front of the spar from the top, and the other would be glued from the bottom behind the spar. So these will basically lock in the spar in place. So what we are going to do is, these dihedral braces are around approximately 7 centimeters in length. So we are going to draw a line 7 centimeters long in front, just in front of the spar, a straight line, and this will extend on to both the panels. So a straight line 7 centimeter here and 7 centimeters on this side, and at this line now we'll make a cut. It's okay. We'll make a cut very carefully, very straight, multiple passes to gently deepen it, and we will make the thickness needed for this by putting in this dihedral brace a couple of times. So this will make its own space, or we can also move the knife a few times. This will go on like this on this side, likewise for this side. This has to be a very tight fit, because these braces will basically bind the two wing panels together. So something like this. And now since the trainer wing has lots of dihedral, this will, you can slide it, hold the wing, and you can slide the wing gently into this. Yes. And into this, and press this deep tight. It has to be tight, because tight will make sure the bond is straight, and that is how the wing will be joined. Now we will take this out and repeat it on the bottom, now this time behind the spar. So in front of the spar was done on the forward side and the top side, behind the spar will be done from the rear side. So we will just take it out. Invert the wing. We'll put it here, put this there. You can also use the bottom wing bed if you want. I think it's a better idea to use the bottom wing beds at this point. Sorry, the top wing beds. Right top is this side, left top is this side. Yeah, using the wing beds is always a very good idea, because you can save a lot of damage. Yeah, okay. So now we are going to again cut 7 centimeter on each side, just a little behind the spar. You do not want like to be right on the spar, so that the brace cannot go in. So perfectly straight line. maybe we need to be a little more behind, so I'll cut this a little behind. Okay, and we will gently of course this time this will be the opposite direction, but I'm using it on this side because it is easier. Be very gentle here, and you can take a, so now we are going, be very gentle so that the foam is not crushed. You need to like compress the foam. But not crush the foam. Okay, there it goes. Maybe it's a good idea to mark a center line on these dihedral braces like this, so you know you are not pushing in too far. Okay, so there it is glued in here. Now we will repeat this process. There you go. So something like this is set up. Now we are going to take this off again and glue in the third piece. The third piece is the thinnest piece, and this can go in from top or bottom, wherever. I'm going to install it today from the bottom side. So what we will do is we are going to measure 7 centimeters from the back and draw a line that is a straight line, and it extends 7 centimeters on each side. 7 on each side, okay. And then we are going to cut it out. Not too deep, so that you do not want to cut through the wing on the other side. Multiple passes. And now we will gently increase the depth of the cut. With this laser cut part. Take time to do it very accurately. This has to be very tight, and again is perhaps one of the most critical joints in the entire airframe. Okay, so now we have these parts glued, these parts almost cut out. I'm going to join. We need the bottom sides again. Left bottom here, right bottom here. Left is this, right is this. Hold it. Hold it. We will try and fit it a few times before we use glue, because this has to be perfect. Now what we are going to do is we are going to prop this side, the right side, by on this trainer wing by 20 centimeters. So let's put in some books so that this is put in to 20 centimeters. Setting the right dihedral is very important. Till 20 centimeters on the trailing. Now 20 centimeters is to be measured on the tip end, not this point. Yeah. Move it, move. थोड़ा सा इसके ऊपर. Yeah. That is fine. Also. It's fine. So of course on intermediate there will be a different slightly. Okay. So yeah. So looks like this is all fitting in place. We have tested it out. Now it is time to mix the epoxy again. So again, once we mix up the epoxy, we have to be very quick, because in 5 minutes we have to do all of this. So if you want, you can take up do this a few times before you actually glue it all together. So we'll mix all of the remaining epoxy now, and what we will do is that we will apply glue on this surface and on these wooden spars, wooden dihedral braces, then glue the bottom two together on this side, the front on this side, glue the whole thing here, and then use masking tape. Do we have masking tape ready? The transparent tape, yeah. We will use the transparent tape to bind it all together so it doesn't move while the epoxy cures. Okay, let's mix up some epoxy. Mix up everything that we have. If most of it at least. Again, this is one of the most critical joints, so be sure you do it very carefully. It has to be mixed equally, barabar se. Epoxy when mixed in unequal proportions is either brittle or too flexible, both of which characteristics are not needed. So mix it well. Okay, our epoxy is now mixed, and I am going to apply it on the root sides. You should apply on both the sides. And on the dihedral braces, at least on one side, and we will install this in one side which is glued in till the locks in place, and excess epoxy will be wiped off. We will invert this and do this for the other side. Not too less, not too more, just right. And we slide decent place. Last one. Okay, so we have something like this here. Now we are going to add epoxy on this side. Coat it very well. You can also use araldite for this, or an epoxy which has a longer cure time. That can also give you some time to do this, and you do not have to like do a rush job that we are sort of going through here. So now we are going to put the bottom ones first, slide it, okay, and we will lock in the top edge. I'm going to clean any excess off. Make sure the wing is propped up. Excess is wiped off. We are going to invert the wing now. Hold it and see that now. Okay, now before the epoxy cures, we are going to tape it off with the packing tape, so that while this cure the correct dihedral angle is maintained and the edges remain in contact with each other. Make sure the braces go fully in before you tape. Exactly in the middle, see the line? Okay, very good. Making the correct angle. This tape can be later on removed in, or we can cut it and we'll tape the other side. That cut also. Okay, and we will repeat on this side. Again, push in the braces. If they come out, wait, and we will clean off any excess epoxy. Okay, and before this cures, make sure you prop the edge up by 20 centimeters so that the correct dihedral angle is maintained. And I think the toughest part of the wing building has been done, and we can let this to cure, and we'll return back and apply the decals, and I think that completes the wing. Off karo bhai.